What's going on, guys? Pixelated here, back at it again with another review. Today we are looking at probably one of my most favorite Nike drops this year. It's the Nike X Kith Air Pippen 1 in the Chimera colorway. This released as the second part of the Kith X Nike Sport collection. In the first drop, we saw the Nike X Kith Air Maestros released in two colorways. Now I know what you're thinking, really Pix, this is one of your favorite? After the plethora of hype Nike releases like the Off-White the 10, incorrectly labeled as top 10 by a known sneaker boutique in the States, silly Americans, and more collabs such as the Cause 4s, the Bruce Lee Kyries, and the Supreme Uptempos or Subtempos, how in the world is this your favorite of this year? Well, guess what? That is correct. This is easily one of my favorite Nike drops to happen this year for a handful of reasons, which we'll get into later. But for now, let's talk about the elephant print in the room. I mean, the cheetah, leopard, and zebra print. I mean, look at this thing. The crazy pattern on these is enough to justify the price. Well, the price wasn't insanely high or anything. Now, before I get further into the video, I did a quick little unboxing of these on my Insta story. You can check it out now. If you want to see more dope stuff like that or just sick sneaker photos, definitely check out my Instagram at Illumahan1. That's at ILLUMIHAN1. Now back to the review. So the Kith Air Pippen 1 Chimera released alongside in an all-black version as well, and a handful of Kith X Nike collection apparel. They released on October 6, 2017, and it was a relatively easy cop. Unfortunately for me, I didn't get them through the initial drop and ended up having to pay resell. I'll explain why. It was probably the saddest and most washed experience, as they say nowadays. I carted the sneaker along with the Chimera Prince tracksuit very easily on drop day, and I went to check out. But when I went to check out, I chose PayPal instead of paying with credit card, and for some reason PayPal kept hanging on me. I guess it was a pretty overwhelming drop for the site, and it was constantly crashing and failing to load. The Kith site was being buggy as fuck. But I thought once I got to PayPal that wouldn't be the case, since PayPal is hosted on their own servers or however that works, and usually PayPal works better than a site that's being bombarded with traffic. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Apparently going straight through credit card would have worked much better and more smoothly. I know a few people that copped that way. So I keep refreshing PayPal trying to cop these to no avail, enduring about 5 to 8 minutes of agony seeing the pair in stock, and me constantly trying to get PayPal to load up so I can check out. My size finally goes out of stock. Yes, it was as painful and agonizing as it sounds. So how did I get these? Well, I was patiently waiting for prices on StockX to drop for these, and they did for a bit, but me being the stingy sneakerhead that I am, I hate paying much over resale for most sneakers, if I pay resale at all. So I had my bid set to retail on StockX on the off chance that that ever happens. A few weeks go by and someone in a local sneaker group posts a pair up for sale in the size I'm looking for, a 9.5, which is half down my size. And you know what? The price matched some of the prices on StockX, so I just decided to take it off the buyer's hands instead of being patient and hoping to get it for retail off StockX. Was it a good deal? I think it was reasonable. I ended up getting it for 350 Canadian, which I believe is around 260 to 270 US dollars. That's roughly $40 to $50 above retail. When it comes to sizing, as I mentioned, I went half a size down from my true size. I got a 9.5 and my true size is a 10, and I gotta say they fit perfect. If you plan on copping a pair, definitely go half a size down. It fits almost similar to the Nike Air More Uptempo. It's a proper, not snug fit. On my first wear, it did feel a little painful in certain parts of the shoe, but not because it was too small or anything. It just has to break in a little. Same thing happened with the Air More Uptempos. I told you this was one of my favorite sneakers this year, and I'll explain why. Here's one reason. Look at all the crazy prints on this shoe. The entire shoe is layered with multiple patterns, sections of premium pony hair material. Obviously, this shit is synthetic. Chill. Ain't no ponies was harmed in the making of this video or this sneaker. You saw the crazy box this shoe came in the unboxing video. All kinds of prints on it, along with the number 33, which was Scottie Pippen's number. The sneaker dons multiple animal prints on the upper, including zebra on the top portion, leopard in the center, tiger at the bottom, and my assumption is lion on these pipes separating the panels, as well as the center panel that makes up the front of the toe box. These multiple patterns are a nod to Scottie Pippen's versatility and animal-like tendencies on the court. I don't know what animal-like tendencies you might have experienced with Pippen, Ronnie. Kidding, this is an Air Pippen 1, and the collection was somewhat of a tribute to Scottie Pippen's lesser-known legacy, as most people fail to give him the attention he deserves and go straight to the other greats like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. Although these leather panels are layered with pony hair in several patterns, they're actually pretty stiff, which is why I found this very painful to wear at first, but we'll get into that a little later. We have this offset Nike swoosh stitched onto the outside corner of the toe box. The tongue is all black and is made of the same oily nubuck material you hear about on the Maestros from the first drop of this collection, and the bottom half is made of mesh. The tongue has these custom logos, one tongue that says Kith and Pip for Pippen on the other. The sneaker comes with these long, thick, black rope laces with white lace tips that also don the custom Kith and Pip branding. The sneaker also came with an extra pair of black speckled rope laces, and normally I'm a sucker for extra laces and would show them on the shoe, but truthfully, I'm just not going to. I'm just going to stash these in the fancy box out of sheer laziness. They look so similar to the original laces anyways. The back of the shoe has a little embedded crest of the same Kith and Pip logos. We then have this all white midsole and have this really neat see-through Nike swoosh on the outer heel portion, and a full-length air midsole that's visible for the most part. The bottom all white outsole has a visible air window with the unique animal print design at the heel as well. The inside of the shoe is made of all leather and is all black. Even the insole is made of leather, but the unique thing about the insole is that it has some of Pippen's memorable stats printed on it. I thought this was an amazing little detail because it really helps drive the message quite literally of Pippen's greatness, and it's on a part of the shoe where only the wearer knows where it is, but making the whole process a time-invested process where even the owner of the shoe will gain awareness if they didn't know before of what Pippen's actual stats were, since they have to take the time to remove the insole and examine it to really get the most out of that detail. Now, when it comes to comfort, there are a few gripes I have with this shoe, and we'll address that now. You might recall earlier in the review I mentioned that these weren't that comfortable to wear at first, and that might be due to the stiff panels used to make this shoe. In my opinion, the panels were made thicker or stiffer in order to make sure the upper doesn't bend as much, and in order to preserve the pony hair and prevent it from eventually falling off the upper. I could be wrong about this, but my second theory is that I just need to break the shoe in. It's just a bulky shoe, and bulky shoes use bulky materials that typically take longer to break in than say a sleeker shoe with thinner or more soft material. I did feel a little discomfort with the up tempos on first wear as well, which went away eventually, and leads me to believe that these will do the exact same thing. These aren't unbearably comfortable, they just seem to hurt a little on the top outer corner of the shoe for me. My other gripe with this shoe is that the all leather inside makes it feel a little less snug than it typically would be. Because of this, the inside of the shoe has less padding and doesn't really hold your foot in place the way padded fabric would. This means that when I'm walking, my ankle area is moving around more than it does in say the up tempo. I'm not a fan of that because I love when my shoes fit snug and don't feel too loose. It's weird and contradictory because putting these on actually takes more work than putting on the up tempos. Just because this shoe is so much more stiff even at the ankle opening of the shoe. The shoe does redeem itself though in other ways when it comes to comfort. You can definitely feel the full length air unit more in these than you do in the up tempos, which provides for a great heel striking experience, and I think the reason for this is because there is less material connecting the upper part of the midsole to the portion below the air unit the way it is on the up tempo. This allows more flexibility for the air unit and for it to respond to your every step, but truthfully when you're buying a shoe with a million patterns like this, you're buying it more so for the style and the story than you are for the comfort. Not saying they should be uncomfortable or they shouldn't be comfortable, but comfort definitely plays a secondary role to the more artistic aspects of the shoe. With that being said, this shoe does satisfy in both regards. It's comfortable enough and has the collaborative creativity checked. All three C's are good to go, and I think it is truly one of the best Nike collaborations of 2017, although sadly it doesn't seem to be getting the recognition I feel it deserves. Kind of like Scottie Pippen's career. You see that? Did anyone else catch that parallel right there? I mean, Scottie Pippen's in the Hall of Fame, so he did get recognition, but you know what I mean. Anyways, I think these sneakers are dope, super fresh, the quality is bumpin', the visuals are poppin', and the backstory is important, and the packaging is excellent. I've never been a fan of the Air Pippen 1s, but I'm truly a fan of what Ronnie Feig and Kith were able to do with this shoe, and just the entire collection. Being able to brand your name and do your thing on a Nike shoe is an amazing feat, so kudos to them to be able to accomplish that with a sneaker. I'm really curious to see what you guys thought about this shoe. Let me know in the comments, and please subscribe for more juicy content. Catch you later. Pixelated out.